Happy Labor Day, everybody. I've been thinking. The other day, I pulled out a 1,000-piece puzzle and put it on the table. And the guests in the house started working on it. And when I came back to the table, they had picked very specific little houses or a tree, etc., out of the puzzle pieces, and that's what they were working on. And immediately I said, "What are you doing? How are you doing this?" And they said, "Whoa, I'm working on the tree. I'm working on that house over there." And I said, "But you haven't built your boundaries yet. You haven't built the outside of the puzzle." No, we don't bother to do that. So I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." So I walked away and did my thing, and they continued to play. After a while, I came back, and as I'm watching them, it was like, I have to build the walls. I have to. I cannot place one piece into this puzzle unless I have the walls first, the boundary. So after about 20 minutes, I got the boundary up, and I was like, okay, now we begin. Now we can begin. Now we can place and do what we need to do. And I thought, isn't that interesting? That's much like life. I think of myself as having really good boundaries. I haven't always, but I've worked at them over the years. And boundaries just bring about a contentment in my life. They bring about a stability in my life. I meet many, many people on a regular basis who one of their biggest problems is somewhere along the line, their boundaries either broke down, they didn't have a boundary to begin with, or they don't even know what a boundary looks like. Boundaries are good, my friends. We should all have boundaries. We should know what we can do, and we should know what we can't do. We should know where we could go, and we should know where we shouldn't go. We should know what the Lord wants, and we should know what the Lord doesn't want. We should have boundaries in relationships. We should have boundaries in our work. We should have boundaries in our own personal decisions day in and day out. We need to have a guidepost of boundaries. I often think about the Word of God as a plumb line. It's a plumb line that just never moves. It is the Word of God. It will literally, actually remain for eternity. The Word of God will never change. The Word of God will never move. The Word of God will have nothing added to it, and it will have no addendums or subtractions to it in the days ahead. The Word of God is our plumb line. A plumb line, if you see it in your head, is a great place to start. It is the boundary for our life. So today, I hope that you think about the plate of your life. See your plate in front of you and say, what is on my plate today? And I'm telling you, friend, if your plate, you can't even find your plate because the stuff is just loaded on top of it and actually falling off the sides, you need some help. You should come on over. We'll just push everything off that plate and place it back on there one by one. So you can decide what's good, what God has for your life. Boundaries are good. Think about it.